May 28 is the birth date of Jamaica's 5th Prime Minister Edward George Seaga. He died May 28, 2019, the date of his 89th birth date. A wreath-laying ceremony is being held to commemorate his birth date and contribution to Jamaica. The PBCJ salutes the journey of his life as well as the scale of his achievements.
The Right Honorable Edward Seaga was educated at the Wolmer's Boys School in Kingston, Jamaica, and Boston-based Harvard University in the United States of America. He returned to Jamaica in 1955 and began to work as a researcher. He was also integrally involved in music.
Songs were being promoted by Virgins in this opportunity hour, which the artists would be singing songs that they had composed, or they would be singing songs that are, from the regular traditional repertoire. And there was this song called Manio, which won a first prize in his Virgins competition. And so I decided I was going to record that. Now, what I didn't know I was doing at the time, which turned out to be a turning point, was I just went ahead and got it recorded and printed on vinyl. Before that, the records were being produced by sound system men, operators, and they were putting it on acetates. Now, acetate has no long time endurance in terms of replays.
He was elected to the Legislative Council, now the Senate, in 1959 at the age of 29 years, the youngest Jamaican to ever achieve that milestone. In 1961, he was a part of the team that drafted Jamaica's constitution. In 1962, he was elected a JLP Member of Parliament for the Western Kingston constituency.
I was then Minister of Development, and I told them I wanted culture as a subject. And from that I was able to promote the ska. The uptown people was listening to the Pat Boons and Johnny Mathis and so on. And that's what Baron Lee was playing. I realized now to get it uptown, we had to crash the parties and get a new mentality up there. So a couple of things were done. One was I took Baron Lee downtown to Chocamo Lawn, which was my headquarters. I had a little band that played there every evening. I just gave them the instruments and they taught themselves. They eventually became the techniques. And they played every evening. Crowds of kids would gather. And I took him and he heard them playing. And I heard him muttering to himself and tapping out his feet. Oh, oh, it's something different, and he's just discovering it. And he went up and started to play the downtown beat. Now, once he did that, it would enter the party stream. But there was a different party, and that was a teenage dance party for a different set of kids through JBC's Teenage Dance Party on a Friday afternoon. And they took the downtown music as what they wanted to play. You see, breaking the mold away from RJR. And they used as their theme song a song called Beardman Shuffle, which was the local name for Live It Up by Ernie Freeman, which the label had been scraped off, you see. And with that, they then started to play the new music that was coming out from downtown, the ska and all that sort of stuff. But when Millie Small made a #1 with My Boy Lollipop, and the uptown people realized that this was international, that was a big step forward for them. So if it is good in London, it must be good here. And then plus Byron, plus the Teenage Dance Party, we were able to make the move from downtown to uptown.
It was during this time that he transformed what was one of the worst slums in Jamaica, called Baka Wall, into a modern, low-income residential community, which was called Tivoli Gardens. 1980 was a defining moment in his political career. He became Prime Minister of Jamaica in a landslide victory. The win ushered a number of social and economic reforms. His policies resulted in sweeping economic changes, which led to the birth of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, several banking and financial institutions, and the Student Loan Bureau. Mr. Seaga was a champion of Jamaica's culture. He drew national attention to and promoted Jamaica's unique national and religious identity. Music, art, language, and literature took center stage, measures which provided a greater sense of identity and unity.
When I try to get people to understand their religion, I'm trying to help them to build their souls.
He was also progressive on educational issues. To that end, he introduced the Human Employment and Resource Training Program, more popularly referred to as HEART, to provide high-quality, career-ready standards that prepares students to meet the demands of the global economy. Despite his successes, he lost power in 1989. Though he remained leader of the JLP, he was not able to regain the highest office in the land before bowing out of representational politics in 2005. Mr. Seaga laid the foundations for a sustainable future. Drawing on the lessons of his life, he shared his vision for what we should aspire to and can attain as a country.
Based on current perceptions, many feel that the Jamaican flag should be flown upside down as the accepted international signal of distress. But the design of this flag is unusual. It is the same pattern whether it is flown upside down or downside up. Maybe this is meant to convey that there will be no need to signal any lasting distress in Jamaica if new visions replace age-old failures in a new perspective of the future. I thank you all very much.